This presentation, The Architecture of Perception, explores how the human mind constructs its experience of reality. Drawing on concepts from A Course in Miracles, we will examine how perception can either deny or reclaim our inner power, and how shifting our mental framework transforms what we see and how we live. Here we contrast structural reality with optical illusion. The circle on the left represents the mind as a single, indivisible whole. On the right, the fragmented shapes show how perception can mislead us into seeing separation. A key principle is that any quality we assign to one part of the mind actually applies to all of it. This reciprocity loop illustrates how every thought returns to the thinker. When we project love, it shapes a perception of safety and connection. When we project fear, it shapes a perception of threat and scarcity. Because the mind is unified, both fear and love are boomerangs that define our total perception. The illusion valuation model shows that illusions are powered by our mental investment. The value battery symbolizes the judgments we place on experiences. Perception is not passive. It is built and sustained by what we value. Illusions persist only as long as we continue to energize them with attention and belief. Dispelling illusions is a mechanical process of withdrawing investment. We do not need to fight or argue with false perceptions. Instead, we simply stop feeding them with energy and importance. When the value battery is unplugged, the illusion loses power and fades, because it no longer lives in our mind. The mind chooses between two makers of perception, the ego and the Holy Spirit. The ego is rooted in fear, interprets conflict as meaningful, sees others as lacking, and invests heavily in illusions. The Holy Spirit is rooted in love, declares conflict meaningless, sees others as blessed, and quietly bypasses illusions. This visual explains bypassing conflict. The tangled lines represent interpersonal struggle. Rather than analyzing or attacking conflict, the Holy Spirit treats it as structurally meaningless and lets it pass through an inner filter. The result is a clear, unified response that is not shaped by the chaos entering it. We now redefine attack. Through the ego lens, attack appears as strength and is fueled by the delusion of scarcity. Through the Holy Spirit lens, the same behavior is recognized as a sign of deprivation, a call for help. This reframing shifts us from reacting defensively to responding with understanding. The synthesis arc shows how attack can be translated into a call for blessing. Attack enters the filter of the Holy Spirit's infinite patience and emerges as an opportunity to extend kindness. Because attack is based on scarcity, the only structurally sound response is to demonstrate abundance rather than defend ourselves. Extension is the antidote to scarcity. We cannot heal another's sense of lack by sharing it. To know ourselves as whole, we actively teach abundance by giving it. When others attack, they have forgotten they are blessed. By extending our own sense of fullness, we help them remember theirs and reinforce our own. Finally, extending the gift of life is the true purpose of perception. Clarity is not an end in itself. It enables us to project a reality of vitality, dignity, and shared worth. When the mind aligns with this function, confusion falls away, and every interaction becomes a chance to affirm and extend living value.